like I see the hand up. All right. Well, thanks again for being here. And anyone on Facebook, we're going to open up with I Release and I Let Go, which we all know. And so if you want to stand and sing or come up here and sing with me, you can come up, Reverend Lynn, because you know the lyrics better than I do. Come on up. All right. And we're waiting for the music to begin.
I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free. Here. And once again, thank you all for here live and anyone that's watching us on Facebook. And, I've got the opening affirmation coming up, I think, here. Yes. Okay, who we are. We are the Center for Spiritual Living, Pleasant Valley, here in Camarillo, California. And we're open to the hearts, the minds, and the spirits and the souls of everyone, everywhere. And so we're happy again to be meeting here in person and on Facebook on Sunday. And we have some opening information coming up here soon. This is who we are. This is who we are. This is who we are. Repeating again, that's our opening, and now it's my pleasure to bring up Reverend Lynn, who's going to share vision and mission statements. Come on up, honey.
Thanks, honey. Good morning, everybody. We are the Center for Spiritual Living, and our vision is awakening humanity to its spiritual magnificence. And the way we do that is teaching and demonstrating spiritual principles for living an abundant and fulfilling life in a welcoming and compassionate community. And we have our flames of faith. Buzz, would you come and help me with the flames of faith?
Yes.
We perform this ceremony to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all peoples and all faiths, all sentient beings come from the one great universal presence, which we call spirit. Fundamental to this truth is the unifying nature of all religious thought and the Tao, all religious thought and experience, which we honor here today. We light the candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light a candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light the candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light a candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light a candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light a candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as a path of love. We light a candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the will of God as the highest calling. We light a candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light a candle for all forms of New Thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. We light a candle for all those who are as yet unaware of the power and presence of spirit in their lives, and for the space that we are holding for them at this center, and for all religions unnamed in this ceremony. Thank you, Buzz. And now it's time, there he goes again. Now it's time for the wonderful quote by Reverend Betty Ann Brennan. I will read this together. Together, I take pleasure in knowing I hold the creator, maintainer, and destroyer energies of my own life. My job is to keep renovating, ever refining the structures I build. And so it is. Thank you, Reverend Betty Ann. Isn't that wonderful? And now, I'm very excited about this. Now it's time to hear Lissa Coffey's Brahman. You wrote this? Oh, all right. So here's Lissa Coffey's Brahman.
What is Brahman? Help me understand. What is the soul? What gives us breath? Even if we practice self-control, how are we to know you at our death?
Brahman is eternal, forever enduring. Brahman is the supreme. Brahman is your individual soul. Heaven and earth and all that's in between.
And it's unborn, it's in Brahman that all things reside. When it's time to leave your body,
Bravo, girlfriend. Oh, no, we have, Deb Patel raps a lot, yeah, but this is great. That's just wonderful. Thank you so much. Good for you. So is that going to be a musical on Broadway?
We're trying.
Still working on it?
Yeah, we're working on it.
But we can buy the score here, can't we?
Yeah, or it's streaming everywhere.
It is?
By Amazon, Apple, wherever you get your music.
It's streaming everywhere, wherever you can find music, and it's called
Song Divine, the
Song Divine, the
Bhagavad Gita rock opera.
Bhagavad Gita rock opera. Okay, so did you guys hear that? Okay. You up there. Out there. All right, so I'm the POD today, along with everything else. So let's start with the fact that we have wonderful practitioners here at this center. And if you are a practitioner, would you please stand up? So in the house, we have our wonderful Marcia back there, Buzz Noe, and myself. All ministers are practitioners, first and foremost. Reverend Pam, Dr. Sue, Kelly, and myself, in order to become ministers, got to do the practitioner thing. But that's the one thing that Dr. Holmes said, that the practitioner, we're the ones, we're in the infantry. We're out there doing the prayers. And so our lead practitioner is Pamela Bailey. Our practitioners are Marcia Beebe, Shirley Berman, Donna Butler, Pauline Pancake, and the lovely and/or talented Buzz Noe. So today I want to talk about, well, since we're going to hear about, we're all star stuff. We're made of star stuff. So I want to talk about our relationship with nature today, and the way we relate to others, to one another, in the world, and universal power. We're all interconnected. We're all inseparable. We can't love ourselves, and we can't say we love others, and we can't say we love all life, unless, of course, we're aware that we are God individualized. We're the divine individualized expression of all that God is. We cannot declare that it is that this is a just and equitable universe if we're treating others, people, animals, the earth, unjustly and inequitable. And I can say that again, animals and the planet and each other. All nature and the entire seen and unseen universe is happening within and is a result of God acting upon itself. Nothing happens outside of spirit. How we relate to the nature is a direct demonstration of how we relate to God. I'll repeat that. How we relate to nature is a direct demonstration of how we relate to God. We can't say we love God and then not love ourselves and others and the planet and nature. That's just it. We just can't. It can't happen. It's like rubbing your belly and patting your head. You can't do it. And so now try it. Now try it. How will you demonstrate your awareness of these truths when you step out of here today and when you go on with your lives? How will you demonstrate your oneness with Spirit, your oneness with the universe? How will you demonstrate your love for each other and for the planet and the animals? What are you eating? Let's think about that. And if we have our social time today, are we using plastic? How much plastic are we using? What are we doing to our planet? So let's think about our relationship. If we're all star stuff, then we need to acknowledge that that's a responsibility. We're members of a royal household, so we need to tend to business. And I have some quotes for you. The first quote, everything that exists is a manifestation of divine mind. It is merely expressed by the form. And I love this sentence. The manifest universe, then, is the body of God. And that's from what religious science teaches. That's an old one. We are all connected to each other biologically, to Earth chemically, and to the rest of the universe atomically. That's Neil deGrasse Tyson. And one more quote. We are part of this universe. We are in this universe. But perhaps more important than both of those facts is that the universe is in us. And so let's have we haven't had an opening treatment. We did things a little differently today. So let's have an opening treatment that's going to center us for the wonderful talk that we're about to have from our beautiful Lissa Coffey. Just close our eyes, please. And as I close my eyes, I am aware of this presence, this awareness of love, creativity, generosity, faith. As I close my eyes, I go within, and I'm introduced instantly to this presence, to the universe within, to my true nature, the nature of God, the nature of Spirit. For I am the divine individualized expression of all that Spirit is. In this moment, I am open, I'm receptive to everything that I'm about to hear in this wonderful talk by Lissa Coffey. I'm open and receptive to the community where I'm sitting right now, where love abounds, creativity and joy abounds in this wonderful sanctuary. This sanctuary is a demonstration of the outpicturing of love, of Spirit, of the kingdom that dwells within. And for this truth, I am so grateful. So in my openness and my receptiveness now, I give thanks to all of these truths, and I release them now into the law of mind. I allow divine mind to take care of all of the details of how this service is unfolding, while I enjoy this wonderful, joyous, spiritual, expansive experience. And together we say, and so it is. And so it is my pleasure to introduce Ryan Kimmery. Woo!
Happy Sunday. All right. That's good. Thank you. I just redid all the electronics on it. This is the guitar I've had for close to, I don't know, 20 years at this point. Okay. Yeah, I got some new electronics and cleaned up the paint. All right. I too am available everywhere. Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes. So you can always look me up, Ryan Kimmery. I actually have a new album probably coming out beginning of next year. Songs I've been working on for a while. So you can hear the stuff that I did back in 2016, and I'm going to play a track from one of those, or from that album. Let me just tune this up real quick. It's finicky on stage. Sorry, guys. A string. Okay. Sunlight, light up the lands I tread, and where the river ends, paint me in gold. Well, I swear to you, I felt this way before. For every mountain climb, well, there's a mountain more. To you, my love, I sing atop this cliffside. Well, Lord knows I will hold true. Well, woman, you fed us from your stove. With humble heart she bled and gave us home. Yes, she did. Our thanks to you's worth nothing in return. For every lesson taught was lesson learned. To you, my love, I sing atop this cliffside. Oh no, I will hold true. Well, come on, pretty mama, I just got to let you know that this kind of love is heavy, I can't let you go. Well, come on, pretty mama, I just got to let you know this kind of love is heavy, I can't let you go. Oh, 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 oh. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. Thank you, guys.
Ryan, that was awesome. And as everything, when we direct our love towards God, it is fabulous. Fabulous. And I have to say, Brian, that was beautiful. And I can't even take credit for writing that song because it came straight from, the words came from the big Bhagavad Gita. I just rearranged the words. So Krishna wrote the words. Krishna did it. Okay, so the title today is We Are Star Stuff. Are we star stuff? Yeah. Well, when you look at a star in the sky, it looks like a star. There's many stars, right? But is it really a star? Our sun is a star, but it looks like the sun. Those stars are really suns, and they look like stars. That's kind of an analogy for how we look at ourselves, right? We walk around and look at ourselves in the mirror and I think, oh, this is Lisa and this is Lynn and this is Buzz. These are appearances. What we really are is the divine expressing from within us. And this appearance, just like the star appears to be a star, but it's really a sun, this appearance is just a costume that's just making us look different from each other, but we're all the same. Okay, so we may know this, right? Do we believe it? Do we get it? Think of it this way. We think of Hollywood stars as being different from us, right? Because they make more money, they're more beautiful, they're walking the red carpet. Oh, everybody knows who they are, nobody knows who I am. So they're a star and I'm not a star. But you're a star too. They're wearing the same meat suit that you're wearing. We're all, the body is just made up of the elements: air, space, fire, water, earth. And that's in different proportions for all of us, and it looks different because it's material things. But what makes us alive? It's that spark within. It's that spirit, that Brahman that's imperishable, that doesn't die. It appears that we die, but we don't die. It appears that I'm separate from Lynn, but we're not. Remember, in spirit, there's no time or space. It looks like all those stars are separate in the sky. It looks like the sun is separate from us, but it's not. In spirit, there's no time or space. It looks to us through our human eyes that is what's happening, but that's not what's happening. We tend to label a lot of things, like our name is a label for us. But who was it that said a rose by any other name smells just as sweet? I can't even count how many times I've changed my name. I was born with my maiden name, and then I got married the first time and changed my name. I had nicknames when I was in school, and then I got married the second time and changed my name. And then I went to a numerologist and changed from Lisa Marie to Lissa with 2 S's. But I'm the same, right? I've been coming here with I don't know how many names over the years, but you all recognize, oh yeah, that girl, she's Lisa. Okay, here's an example. I didn't even think of this till this morning, but I just had to tell you guys. So I'm making my oatmeal this morning, and I'm going, this is the perfect example of how God or Brahman plays games with us to kind of test us. Do you know who you are? Do you know what is real, what is not real? I'm making my oatmeal. It reminded me, the last time I've been going to the grocery store. I go to Vaughn's. And you go in the cereal section. There's so many cereals, right? There's so many choices. I go to get oatmeal. There's so many choices of oatmeal. You go to get Quaker Oats. There's so many choices of Quaker Oats, right? And I notice, oh, they have gluten-free Quaker Oats, and it's got a new label. It's a purple label, and it says gluten-free. I'm like, oh, I wonder if they did something different to it. Okay, I'm just going to get this gluten-free oatmeal because it's good to be gluten-free. Yeah, it's $1.50 more, but maybe they did something special to it. I'm just going to try it. You know what? It's the same oatmeal. It's the same oatmeal. Oatmeal is gluten-free. It just is. Can you imagine sitting in the corporate office of Quaker Oats going, you know what? Gluten-free is a real trend right now. We got to get in on this trend. How can we do this? Yeah, but oatmeal's already gluten-free. One exec says, oh, okay, let's just put a label on it that says oatmeal is naturally gluten-free. Oh, no. How can we make money off of that? Let's make a special label that says gluten-free, and maybe they'll fall for it. They'll buy our gluten-free version. But when you read the back, it says, this is our same Quaker Oats that you've come to know and love, just with a different label so you can tell it's gluten-free. But the other one says 100% rolled oats, 100% rolled oats. So I have a label on me that says Lissa, and Lynn's got a label on her that says Lynn. But you know what? It's the same thing. It's the same thing. What's on the inside, that's what counts. What's on the inside, not what's on the label. Okay, so we all know this. I mean, I feel like I'm preaching to the choir every time I come here because you guys are so elevated. You've been coming here all this time. You know all this stuff. It's like you're hearing it again and again and again. You know it. But are you it? Are you being it? Lynn was talking about how do you demonstrate this knowledge out in the real world. There always seems to be a gap between knowing and being. But the truth is, knowing is being. Once you know it, how can you not know it? You can't, maybe we forget, but we know it. We've got to remind ourselves all the time. There's a story in the Mahabharata about Duryodhana that illustrates that just knowing is not enough. We have to be it. We have to be it. If knowing was enough, wouldn't we all be enlightened right now? But we're not. Duryodhana is the bad guy in the Mahabharata, but he's smart. And Krishna says to him one day, don't you know who you are? How can you do all this bad stuff all the time? Don't you know the difference between right and wrong? Somebody's got to teach you the difference between right and wrong. And he goes, I know the difference between right and wrong, but I can't help it. I choose the wrong every time. I can't help it. Sounds like some politicians. We know, right? Oh my gosh. But we want to bridge that gap between knowing and being. We know and we choose to do good out in the world, but then we forget and we get angry, or we get disappointed, or we get sad, or we feel less than, or we feel not enough. We forget. But once we know, there's nothing we have to do to not know. So, for example, there's this old Vedanta story about the tiger and the sheep. So this tiger was attacking a herd of sheep. And in the middle of her attack, she fell down and gave birth to a cub and died. So here's this baby cub out in the middle of all this sheep, doesn't know what to do, brand new born baby cub. So the baby cub just joins the sheep family. And all this time, it's following the sheep and eating grass and acting just like a sheep and bah, bah, bah. And it's perfectly content, thinking it's a sheep surrounded by all these other sheep. That's his family. And then one day a tiger comes to attack the herd, and it's stalking and stalking. And it says, what? What's this tiger doing amongst the sheep? And he can't believe it. And he's observing the tiger and going, that tiger thinks it's a sheep. How the heck did this happen? So it goes over and takes the little tiger by the scruff of its neck and steals him away and has a good talking to this tiger. Says, tiger, what are you doing? You're not a sheep. And he's like, bah, bah, bah. What are you talking about? I'm a sheep. This is all I know. Who are you? And he goes, who am I? I'm a tiger. You're a tiger, just like me. And to convince him, he takes him over to the lake and has him look into the lake. He says, see your reflection? See my face? See my reflection? You're a tiger, just like me. Now roar. And he goes, roar, roar, roar. No, like this, roar. And the little tiger goes, roar. And he's like, oh my gosh, I'm a tiger. This is us. Now, what does he have to do to be a tiger? He doesn't have to do anything. Now he knows he's a tiger. He can act like a tiger. He can behave like a tiger. He knows he's a tiger. He is a tiger. He's not a sheep anymore. There's another story about a little prince who went on a hunt with the royals. All the royals, they go sporting every weekend, and the little prince got lost in the forest. They searched everywhere. They couldn't find the little prince. They don't know what happened to him. And then one day, one of the hunters was out there, and he met a farmer in a little hut, and he saw this little boy with him, and he's like, that's the prince. And he's like, I'm not the prince. I'm this farmer's son, and we just farm. He's like, no, you're the prince. Once he knew he was the prince, he took him to the castle and said, this is the prince. And they're like, my long lost son, you're the prince. We all have this illusion of who we are, and maybe other people do too around us, because that's what we portray. Did the sheep think that tiger was a tiger? No, they weren't scared of him. He was acting just like them. Why not? So once we know, we know. It's like in how they have MOG, what do they call those things? LOL, blah, blah, blah. There's a new one, IYK. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. That should be enough for us. But it's not. So how do we know when we're making spiritual progress? We know when we start behaving like it, when we start acting like who we are, naturally. And in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 16, there's a whole chapter that says all the qualities of the divine versus the qualities of the demonic. So qualities of the divine: fearlessness, a pure heart, self-control, charity, study of the scriptures, authentic, integrity, gentle, truthful, devoted, peaceful, freed from anger, humility, compassion, distaste for gossip or slander. That's one I struggle with. And gossip's like, how often do we do that? We need to practice. That's how we get there. We need to practice. We need to, what they say, fake it till you make it. So practice these qualities. And Krishna says, practice these qualities and divine treasures you'll find. You'll understand that that's who you are. So fake it till you make it. Keep acting as if you are divine, because you are divine. And don't forget that. Lynn brought up also another word that's really big in the Center for Spiritual Living circles: manifestation. What is manifestation? Manifestation is awareness plus action. Look at how those two words are. Same thing as knowing and being. Knowing is being. So all we have to do is be. Be our true self. And how do we do this? We practice. Practice, practice, practice. There's another Vedanta story about how, say you're riding an elephant. The rider of the elephant is the intellect. And the intellect knows where it wants to go. So it guides the elephant where it wants it to go. Well, the elephant represents our mind and body and emotions. Mind, body, emotions, those kind of things. Okay, the intellect knows best where to go. But what if the elephant doesn't want to go? The elephant could go wherever it wants. The elephant's a lot bigger than the little rider on the top. The elephant can say, no, I want to go this way, and just go this way. So what makes the elephant go the way the rider, the intellect, is telling him how to go? Training. Practice over and over and over again. And what that means is being a good person, reading the scriptures, coming to church, meditating, praying, all that stuff that you're already doing. Just keep doing it, because that's who you are. Okay? Got it? Okay. Thank you very much. I'm done. And Brian, come here. All right.
All right, hello again. People say I'm crazy, doing what I'm doing. Well, they give me all types of warning to save me from ruin. When I say that I'm okay, well, they look at me kind of strange. Surely you're not happy, boy, you no longer play the game. People say I'm lazy, dreaming my life away. Well, they give me all types of advice designed to enlighten me. Well, I tell them that I'm doing fine, watching shadows on the wall. But don't you miss the big time, boy, you're no longer on the ball. Well, I'm just sitting here watching the wheels go round and round. How I love to watch them roll. No longer riding on that merry-go-round. Well, I just had to let it go. And people asking questions, lost in confusion. Well, I tell them that there's no problems, really, only solutions. Well, they shake their heads and they look at me as if I've lost my mind. Tell them there's no hurry, I'm just sitting here spending time. Well, I'm just sitting here watching the wheels go round and round. How I love to watch them roll. No longer riding on that merry-go-round. No, I just had to let it go. Well, I just had to let it go. Well, I just had to let it go. Thank you.
My name's Buzz. Here's what's happening today.
As we move much closer to the end of July, it remains a... Mike, oh,
There you go.
as we move much closer to the end of July, it is a wonderful blessing to gather together here live. Lissa Coffey just pointed out to us that we are all star stuff. Let's keep that concept in our mind whenever life gets rough. It was wonderful to have Lissa up here to this Sunday to speak. For now, it's me that's up here with the announcements for this week. Morning Mindfulness is on hiatus this week while Rev Pam is out of town. It will be back on Wednesdays when she returns, so please plan to stick around. Her next one will occur TBA at 9 a.m. on Facebook Live. Morning meditation with Reverend Pam will always allow you to thrive.
At 7 p.m. Thursdays on Facebook Live, our midweek spiritual uplift will boost your divine drive. Lynn Chaplin Noe will be the host for this week's uplift session. What Me Worry is the title for her very uplifting lesson. The next session of our social club event will be taking place here today. On each fourth Sunday, this gathering will add to the perfection of your day. It will happen here live right after our Sunday lesson. We will connect with each other socially in this very entertaining session. Doing that in a more positive way is how we will all be guided, and some light refreshments donated for the event will also be provided. Also happening here today, which is the fourth Sunday of the month, at 4:30 p.m., Lissa Coffey will be back here to host a class you will want. The wisdom of Vedanta enlightens our lives, thereby ensuring our divine purpose thrives. Swami Sarvandevananda will be here as Lissa's special guest. His Bhakti Love topic will once again make you all feel blessed. You can gather here with them about 4 hours after our Sunday lesson. Constant Contact has a Zoom link for this enlightening session. And there'll be food. I heard there'll be food. Coming up next Sunday in celebration of Rev Pam's retirement, a barbecue by Tom Mott and Shirley Berman will happen in our outside environment. It starts about noon and will probably run just a little bit past 2, with lots of great food barbecued by them and done for all of you. We will also invite you to bring sides and treats and anything that you care. That way we'll have more wonderful food that we all can then share. We are excited that we are now able to gather together here live in our center that is dedicated to help us all thrive. Your loving donations will keep our center going so that we can be here to keep your wellness flowing. And with them, we will remain open to keep your wellness. So please donate to the center here now or from later from wherever you live. Coming up soon is another slide with the online ways to give. Oh, here's our center's website for your tax-deductible donation. Anything you can give with all of us will allow us to all stay in this location. Please keep in mind that our focus here is to keep all of you well, so you can donate to the center both with PayPal and with Zelle. Oh, and 2 other places where you can lend a hand. Please do give them whatever you can. Ventura County Rescue Mission provides the homeless with much good. Ventura County Food Share feeds the needy in our hood. And a reminder that our center is part of Ralph's Community Contribution Program. A portion of whatever you spend at the store gives our center a small donation or more. So please do sign up or simply renew, and Ralph's will contribute at no cost to you. Our center's code number is JE859. You can sign up at the store, or you can do it online. And another way to help our center for a while is to shop online using Amazon Smile. When you complete your purchase for the items you got, it donates to our center right on the spot. And finally, we are now much closer to the end of July, so find ways to have fun as this month goes by. There are a couple of announcements that I missed. I'd like to go back. Can we go back, Marcy? I wanted to talk about the barbecue next week. It's only $20 to attend the event. Please do sign up soon. There's a sign-up sheet at the back of the sound booth shelf right in the back of the room. The center's website event calendar is another place to pay online. The other is our Constant Contact page. So using either one will be just fine. And we wanted to just mention also, there you go, that we are continuing our 2-for-1 sale going on in the bookstore. It remains incredibly well stocked with fantastic things galore. There are lots of books and jewelry in stock that will make your life filled with much glee. And once again, when you buy something you want, you can get something else for free. And just wanted to mention that our center is here for you, and so please let us know what we can do. The spiritual treatment that we provide will reveal your perfection and allow you to thrive. You can always leave a request by the phone or send us an email from wherever you roam. And that's it for the announcements, and I finished with that confirmation. Next up is Reverend Lynn with our offering affirmation.
He's so shy. All right, let's all read this offertory together. Divine love blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is, and that's the way it is. Very good. So, while everyone is passing the basket, we're going to have one more closing treatment for prosperity. Let's just up the ante a little bit, shall we? So don't close your eyes when you're putting money in the basket, but but when it's convenient for you to do so, close your eyes. And know along with me, please, these truths. I affirm now and always that there is one power, one presence, one way of life. This is all God, which is forever full and complete. Since I am God's limitless means to reveal itself, that I reveal the richness, the fullness, and absolute abundance that I already am. Prosperity is what I am, and prosperity is what I continue to reveal. I am rich beyond measure. I always live out of a divine surplus, and the infinite abundance of God is mine to eternally share. I prosper, this church prospers, and the world is blessed. And together we say, and so it is. And so it is time to sing. Everybody, come on up, stand up. Lissa, come on.
I'd like to remind everybody that next week is Reverend Pam's official last talk as a senior minister here. And we're celebrating her afterwards. You can go on our website and register if you can come for the barbecue. But know that the best is yet to come for Reverend Pam and for the Center for Spiritual Living Pleasant Valley as Kelly Brzezinski becomes our spiritual director. Thank you.
Thank you, Marcia.
Thank you. Okay, now we sing. Now we'll try to stay. Marcia conducts from the back there. And if we can start at this. Yes, there's peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. Yes, there is peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Yes, peace begins with me, and this is the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. Something wonderful is happening to me right now. I know it in my mind, I feel it in my body, I see it in my life, and so it is.
Woo! Thank you all.
See you next week for Reverend Pam's wonderful farewell.